There's a new actress on the rise, and we have her with us today, Samantha Rose Baldwin. Samantha, are you related to the Baldwins?
I get this question a lot, and
Sure.
we are distant second cousins, yes.
It's a question that you have to ask because the name is so synonymous.
Oh, it's so true. And we had no idea. So a couple of years ago, I did a movie with Stephen, and we didn't work that closely together. So we went and looked it up, and we shared a great uncle somewhere down the line. So maybe I'll see them at the next family reunion.
Now, you're about to be in Stranger Things, the parody. Yeah.
So I'm actually in Stranger Things, The Experience in Brooklyn right now.
Experience. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
In getting into Stranger Things, is this your first foray into theater? Because I know you've done a lot of film and TV.
It is my first professional theater gig. Yeah. So Stranger Things, The Experience is immersive theater in Brooklyn right now. And it's my first time really playing the theater world. I've done a lot of like live events of similar formats and stuff like that, but it's my first time really jumping into theater.
Now that you've jumped in, you do film, you do TV, you model, and now you're doing theater. Which one is more satisfying?
Oh, that's a tough question. I love film and TV. It'll always have my heart. But immersive theater is actually very, very, very interesting to do because you're just thrown into the world that your play is set in, and it's mainly improv based with the exception of a couple lines here and there. So you really have to immerse yourself in the production and just become your character. And that's a very, very cool thing to experience as an actor.
Had you gone to see Sleep No More prior to this?
I had not. I had heard a lot of recommendations to see Sleep No More, and I wasn't familiar with it at all, but I actually moved down to New York City here to start working on Stranger Things, The Experience. So I haven't seen a lot of the shows here in town yet.
Oh, you should see this because that's what it is.
I know. I really, really want to.
And actually, one of my favorite pieces of theater is a thing called Tamara, which was really how immersive theater started. It started at the Armory. And you you could have seen it a million times because there were so many characters to follow, and depending on who you followed, it was a different story.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the cool part.
Being a part of something that's a cult experience is not exactly new to you, correct? I did some background research.
Oh, I can see. It is not a very new thing. So the live events that I have done in the past have been Stephenie Meyer Day and the Forever Twilight Forks Festival in Forks, Washington, which is essentially, now that we look at it, kind of an immersive experience about Twilight in the town of Forks, Washington, where it's not necessarily a set show that you're going to see, but you are being placed in the town of Forks, Washington, and the vampires are around you, and you're there to interact with the characters and really just live the life in the town.
And you played the daughter,
so,
correct?
I have played a couple different characters. So I originally played the daughter, Renesmee. That was how I got into it. It was actually my first acting gig ever. And then I graduated and played Bella one year, the heroine, and I'm currently playing Rosalie, the blonde vampire. Yeah.
Now, from what I read, it said that you started it. Did you not start this?
So I didn't start the event myself. I hopped into it when I was very, very young and when it was first kind of getting off the ground. But this event has been running since, 2008.
Oh, wow.
A while. Yeah, it was one of the first almost immersive experiences that I had ever seen.
I'm always curious, what is your favorite role in both film and TV that you are so proud of and really it changed your life?
Oh, that's a great question. So on the film side of things, back in 2019, pre-pandemic, I did a film called Relish, which was an independent film written by one of my friend's fathers, and he directed it, and his name is Justin Ward. He's a total powerhouse. And I got to watch them develop this film from the ground up, and I actually learned a lot about the business and production side of film watching them work. But I played a role in that movie that was relatively small, but there's no small parts, right? But I was one of the sorority girls. And being on set that day, it was a very, very quick experience because they had, I think it was like an 11 or 19 day turnaround to film this whole movie. So they were working very, very, very fast. And I honestly can't remember if my lines were written into the script or not, or if they rewrote everything on the day and we had to just improv everything. But they gave me some things to say and they were like, just do this and do this and this. We moved very, very fast, and just working under that pressure with people of that caliber of talent it absolutely changed my life. But in regards to television, my favorite role that I've done has been a role that I did recently that I can't say a ton about yet, but it is for an HBO Max show that will be debuting this fall. And it was my first real major part on a TV show. And just getting to experience that made it feel like all of my dreams finally came true. And it was an experience I'll never forget. And I can't wait to share it with everybody once I can.
You get to talk about what the name of it is, or do I have to go to IMDb and figure it out?
It is not on IMDb yet. We're not allowed to talk about it until the previews for the show come out, but it is season 2 of a reboot of a very well-known show on HBO Max. I feel like you can likely piece together the parts there.
I'm pretty good at figuring this out.
So once that comes out, we'll have to talk about it again.
I know what it's like to small roles can really do it. When I was performing, I only cared that I got the best song. I didn't care if I had more than one. I just wanted the best one. And as long as I had that, I was super happy.
Exactly. It's not about the size of the part. It's like, how much does the part mean to you? Can you put your soul into it? Like, what does it do for your soul creatively? And size never matters when it comes to a part.
Now, the next question may seem really odd, but like I said, I did background on you. So yeah, you've done podcasts about being with a coven.
Actually, you've really done your research. I'm very impressed. So this coven that I'm a part of is actually the name of an acting troupe that I'm a part of called the Olympic Coven. And that is the name of the group that I've worked with for almost 10 years now at this Forever Twilight and Forks festival. So we're the group of actors that portray the Cullen family and adjacent characters.
What roles would you like to take on that you haven't had a chance to take on?
Oh, this is a great question. I actually have a list of roles that are on my bucket list.
Which are?
So I want to play a doctor. I want to play a cop or a firefighter or an EMT, something like that. I want to play a princess, and I want to play a pirate. So 2 very different ends of the spectrum.
Well, you could be like the pirate queen, only she's the pirate princess.
Yeah, it's 2 birds with 1 stone, right?
No, there's actually a musical called The Pirate Queen. It's
really?
Stephanie J. Block, yeah. And there really was a queen of the seas. So why can't there be a princess of the seas?
Absolutely. Okay, noted. We're gonna have to look into that.
In theater, are there any plays or roles in theater that you'd like to take on?
So when it comes to theater, I actually don't have a lot of experience with theater. And that is because when I was younger, the school that I went to was very, very small. It was in upstate New York, had about 300 people in it total. And we didn't really have a drama program. There was 1 year where one of the music teachers came in and decided that they wanted to actually do some theater in the school and create a drama program. And it was absolutely incredible, the passion she had behind it. But I had stage fright, and I didn't realize that this was going to be my medium. So I didn't want anything to do with it. I was the stage manager at the time and just wanted to be behind the scenes. And that production was Alice in Wonderland. And everyone wanted me to audition for Alice, and I couldn't do it. I was too shy at the time. So I would love to actually get the chance to play Alice in a rendition of Alice in Wonderland, but I would really, really also just love to dive all the way in deep and play Juliet in the rendition of Romeo and Juliet from Shakespeare. That's one of the things that are on my bucket list as well for theater.
Do you sing?
A little bit. I always say that I sing in the car or I sing in the shower, but I do a little bit, yeah.
No, the reason I ask is there's a show called Anne Juliet that's coming from Toronto. Was actually played here first, but coming to Toronto and coming to New York, and it's a jukebox musical. And yeah, so, and there's Juliet, unfortunately, at the moment is not your color, but there's other roles that are princesses.
Oh, amazing. Suzanne, we're going to have to talk after this.
You have to. I love theater and I love film. And if I'm going to interview somebody, I want to know who you are.
Absolutely. I'm very impressed with how much you've done your research. You had to do a lot of digging to find some of the things that you found. So I'm very impressed.
If you had to choose this is my favorite question. If you had to choose a song or cycle of songs that describes who you are, what are they?
Ooh. A cycle of songs that describe who I am. Now, is this like a cycle from a particular show, or?
No, it's really a question about, I think that people say eyes are the windows to the soul, but I think songs are. And I think,
like that.
I don't think that this question actually should have the same answer every single minute of every single day. It's what song describes who you are, and if there's more than one song, cycle.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's actually a song that I listened to lately that I relate a lot to, and I'm completely blanking on the name, but it's a Billie Eilish song. And the lyrics say something along the lines of, I have a knack for looking at life more like a child, or something like that. And that's something that I've really related to a lot lately, because I feel like there's a certain loss of childlike wonderment that people don't really feel anymore. And I like to feel that whenever I can. I like to look at life like a child does, because everything in a child's eyes is beautiful and magical and colorful and wonderful. So that would be the song that describes me right now. I'll follow up with you and figure out what the name of that song is, and I'll get it to you. It's one of her newer songs.
Is there any question that I haven't asked you that you would like our audience to know about you?
What I like the audience to know. Yeah, I guess one thing that I would like the audience to know is that I am really, really passionate just about the art of acting and filmmaking and production and things of the sorts. And I am really looking forward to getting to work behind the camera a little bit more. I'm currently working on a short film that I did last November, actually in Forks, Washington, that I wrote, produced, directed. I'm currently editing now. So I got to really play all of the roles and wear all the hats there. And I also starred in it as well. And I'm really looking forward to being able to really get to know the behind the scenes look at production more. I feel like I'm rambling at this point because I'm excited.
I know the feeling.
But I actually just started a production company with a good friend of mine. Her name is MB Thurman. She's an author, and it's called Firecracker Entertainment. And one thing that I love about Firecracker is that we're dedicated to creating art in all forms that are available and not limiting yourself to the norms of any industry. So we publish books, we create original music. We're actually working on an immersive theater show right now that we'll be doing this September. We're working on short films and all sorts of things like that. So that's one thing that I'm very excited about and can't wait to share with everyone.
I will put the link to that in the written portion of this.
That would be amazing, actually. The website for the production company is firecrackerentertainment.com.
And when is Stranger Things The Experience playing, and where?
So Stranger Things The Experience opened, I believe it was May 9th. So it's been running for a minute now, in Brooklyn at the Dugal Greenhouse in the Navy Yard. And it will be there until September 4th. And we have been sold out almost every single day. I actually think it has been every single day.
Thank you for being with us. You have been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. This was absolutely wonderful. You guys are incredible.